When the Lord restores truth, he establishes it in the mouth of many, that none may stand with excuse. Doctrine and Covenants 17 is not merely a revelation of historical significance. It is a pattern, a divine law of motion, a testimony to all generations that the Book of Mormon is not the work of man, but the work of God. From the beginning, Oliver Cowdery, David Whitmer, and Martin Harris were chosen for this sacred task. The Lord declared, "Behold, I say unto you, that you must rely upon my word, which if you do with a full purpose of heart, you shall have a view of the plates." This is not an arbitrary assignment. It seems evident that these men were prepared by the Lord for this sacred task. The plates, the sword of Laban, the Urim and Thummim, and the Liahona, all these sacred artifacts were to be placed before their eyes. But their calling required more than curiosity. It required faith. The Lord's pattern is always the same. Blessed are they that have not seen, and yet have believed. The witnesses were not given their testimony to silence critics or to satisfy idle speculation. No, the Lord required faith like Joseph Smith's before he would allow them to see. Doctrine and Covenants 17:2 makes this condition clear. It is by your faith that you shall obtain a view of them, even by that faith which was had by the prophets of old. Is it not the same with us? Do we demand proof before obedience? Or do we press forward in faith, knowing that the witness will come in God's time? Once the Lord grants a witness, accountability follows. The Lord warned them, "And after you have obtained faith and have seen them with your eyes, you shall testify of them by the power of God." This is not a casual obligation. It is a divine commission. Their testimony was not given to be hidden, altered, or ignored. It was to be declared with boldness, sealing their witness before heaven and earth. The consequence of rejection was severe. "And if you do these last commandments of mine, which I have given you, the gates of hell shall not prevail against you, for my grace is sufficient for you." But the alternative, to deny that which had been revealed, would bring them into condemnation before God himself. And so it was. These three men, despite trials, despite apostasy, despite disillusionment, never denied what they had seen. Oliver Cowdery left the church but later returned, reaffirming his testimony before his death. David Whitmer remained estranged but declared until his dying breath, "I have never denied my testimony of the Book of Mormon, nor the things which my eyes have seen." And Martin Harris, after wandering, found his way back and spent his final years testifying of the gold plates. What greater evidence could there be? If it had been a deception, a fabrication of Joseph Smith's mind, surely one of them would have recanted. Yet not one of them did. Their testimonies stand as a rock against the tide of doubt. For Joseph, the presence of these witnesses was a mercy. The Lord told him, "And to you it shall be given to know that they have seen them, and they shall testify to the truth of the matter." He was not alone in his witness. The burden of declaring the Book of Mormon to the world was shared, not carried by one man only. So it is today. No one stands alone in proclaiming truth. The Lord raises up voices in every nation, in every language, in every generation. The Book of Mormon is not a solitary record. It is accompanied by testimony, both ancient and modern, sealed by the Spirit of God. The Lord works according to divine law. In the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. This is not a new principle. It was in place in the days of Moses, in the ministry of Christ, and again in the restoration. God does not leave truth to the testimony of one alone. He confirms it through many, that faith may grow and doubt may be confounded. If we are wise, we will recognize this pattern in our lives. The Lord sends witnesses to confirm His word. He does not leave us to seek alone. The 3 witnesses set a pattern not just for history, but for us. The Lord calls each of us to see, to believe, and to testify. No, we may not see the gold plates with our natural eyes, but spiritual confirmation is just as real. Have you sought it? Have you prayed, pondered, and exercised faith until the witness came? And once it comes, what will you do? Will you bear record as they did? Or will you shrink into silence, afraid of what others may think? The Book of Mormon stands as a second witness of Christ, but it does not stand alone. You are called to be another witness. Your testimony matters. The Lord has not asked for passive believers. He has asked for disciples who declare truth without hesitation.